Look at that. Look at that. Right here. Look at that glistening, man. Today's vlog, we're in Peckham, home of the famous ex-footballer Rio Ferdinand. Why is that relevant? Because Rio Ferdinand himself recommended this place. So I'm going to check it out and see what it's all about. Okay, so I've been inside and I've picked up the package. And as you can see, it's a very big package. So let's go through what I got. In total, it cost me £38. First things first, we're going to start with the side. So for the side, they have these really big garlic breads, as you can see in here. And yeah, so I'm going to tuck in, so garlic bread with cheese. If you look at it, you can see how it comes. Browned at the back, really cheesy. On the edge, it's got a little bit of a crunch. And very soft in the middle. And it tastes amazing. Look at that. Really buttery as well inside. If I wasn't on a low carb diet, man, I'd absolutely tear through this whole thing. So that's the starter out of the way. Wow. So when you come to Eggy's, there's two popular meals that most people usually get. And this is one of them. So I bought two different meals just so I can show you both of the two popular ones. So this is the lamb meal, as you can see. It comes with coleslaw, chili sauce and whiskey sauce. So this is the chili sauce. And this is the whiskey sauce, which is kind of like, if you've ever been to TGI Fridays, it's a bit like Jack Daniel's sauce. Corn on the cob, chips, coleslaw, and some lamb. You can see the lamb is very, very well done, right? But we're not going to tuck straight into the lamb. Have some chips. And I don't know if you can hear that, but they're very crispy, soft in the middle. Not too much salt. Loving the chips. Rio Ferdinand knows what he's talking about. To be honest, I've been here before. One of my good friends showed me about this spot, but I ain't been here in so long, and Rio Ferdinand reminded me of it, so I'm grateful of that. So now I'm going to dip the chips in some whiskey sauce. There you go. Look at how dark that sauce is. Exactly like Jack Daniel's sauce. Beautiful, man, honestly. Let me just show you your chips close up. It's got a bit of, let me get just an excuse to eat a little bit more, because I'm cutting on the carbs, but I'll show you the chips a bit close up. Very crispy. And that's what they look like in the middle. Amazing. So far so good. Right, corn on the cob. You can see it's got a bit of the sauce from like the meat, because I'm sure like when they cook it, they marinate it and they also cook it in the whiskey sauce, and if you would like, you can get them to cook it in the chili sauce as well. I did not want this, so I think they've just used a bit of the whiskey sauce. Corn on the cob is obviously sweet. It's a little bit soft, but the food was ready before I arrived, so I imagine it's been sitting in this box for a little while, so that might have softened it up, or they might have cooked it a little bit longer. Either way, it still tastes very good. It's nice. Just a bit of corn on the cob, really. So now, gonna try a bit of the meat. Very well done. It's very charred on the outside, but on the inside you can see it's still got quite a bit of tenderness. So yeah, definitely knows what he's doing in that kitchen. Tastes so good. I'm gonna try a bit of it with a bit of the whiskey sauce. No, I can't leave out the chili. Gotta get a bit of chili sauce in there as well. Dips that in the chili sauce. Good, but I definitely prefer the whiskey sauce. This is my last chip, I promise, because it's only right I have a bit with some chips as well, and I'm going to decide to dip it in the whiskey sauce. And you know what? I'm going to get a bit of coleslaw as well. Dip a bit of coleslaw in the whiskey sauce. Rio Ferdinand knows this stuff. Yeah, man, Rio. What other spots do you know about? Because I didn't expect you to have such taste buds. A lot of thoughts gone into this video, so if you like it, make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to. Okay, here, I don't know if you can see it, we've got some chicken wings, a half chicken, corn on the cob, and some coleslaw. Actually didn't have the whiskey sauce with the garlic bread. My goodness. Guys, there's a whole lot going on right now. So anyway, first, I'm gonna try the wings. You can see they're very well glazed. You can see the steam. I don't know if you can, the camera can see it, but you can see the steam coming off them. This is fresh. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that, man. That looks like proper stuff, man. Dripping off. Man. They're very sweet, a little bit chewy on the outside, but on the inside very soft and tender, and have a lot of flavour to it as well, and it just comes off the bone really easily, so that's always a bonus. So now I'm going to get a bit of the chicken. They don't just do drum wings. If you like flats, it comes with flats. So you could always request flats if that's what you want. But I prefer drums. I should have said drums to him, but I didn't. And look at this right here. Look at that glistening, man. Beautiful. Beautiful. If you just rip that open. Look at that. Very well cooked, very tender, skin just falling off. Let's try a bit without the sauce. As soon as you bite into it, you get like a barbecue kind of feel to it. Like this whole thing is basically like a barbecue but a takeaway. And just with loads of nice little side sauces and flavors to it that just go perfectly. But what he does really well with the chicken is he doesn't add too much seasonings to it, so you get that barbecue flavor, and it's really good. Chicken's just very soft, just ripping off. Let me get inside of it, maybe see if there definitely isn't any flavor in there. It just tastes like good chicken, man. So let me put a little bit into the whiskey sauce. Look at that, man. All right, so let's get on to the ratings. So the first thing I tried was the garlic bread, and yeah, it depends how you like your garlic bread. If you like your garlic bread soft and just a little bit of crispiness on the outside, then it's perfect for you. You saw the portion size. I got 2 long pieces of garlic bread, and yeah, so you get a bit of good value for money. I really liked it. I'd give it like an 8.5 out of 10. But if you're someone that likes your garlic bread a bit more crispy, like the style at the pizza shops, maybe this won't be for you. Corn on the cob. Corn on the cob's corn on the cob. I love my veg. I thought it was nice. I'd give it a 7 out of 10 just because it was a little bit soft. Why that was, I don't know. Was it in the container for too long? Was it cooked for too long? I don't know. I'm just being honest and going with the taste. Thought it was all right. 6.5, 7 out of 10 for the corn on the cob. The lamb, I'm not really a lamb person, to be honest with you, so the lamb was nice. If you like red meat, it probably would be for you, but I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 because I'm not massive on red meat. It was really good with a whiskey sauce, and it was cooked through really well, which was a consistency throughout all of the meats. Really cooked on the outside and charred really well, so you get that barbecue taste, but inside was really tender, so you didn't really feel like you was getting into a grapple with the meat. So I enjoyed that. Whoa, pause. So yeah, yeah, just moving on. So moving on to the wings. No, not the wings. Did we do the wings next? Yes, we did do the wings next. So moving on to the wings. The wings were phenomenal, in my opinion, phenomenal. They are, how can I describe them? Very sweet. So reminds me of like a, you know, like a honey glazed type of sweet flavor, but I think it was marinated more so in the whiskey sauce. You could see how it was glistening when I was holding it up to the camera. The chicken, so the chicken leg was probably my favorite part, just because I think it's a lot easier to get, what does that guy call it, tendonisms. It's a bit easier to get that tendonisms out of it. So the outside and the chicken skin was very flavorful and charred again, and the inside was just nice, soft, white, well cooked, and yeah, just really enjoyable overall, especially when you dipped it in the whiskey sauce. Just dipping everything in the whiskey sauce was just crazy. The chips, 9 out of 10. How could I forget the chips? 9 out of 10. Crunch on the outside, very nice on the inside. So that's everything that I tasted. Overall, I'd give the shop a 8.5, 9 out of 10. So yeah, clearly Rio Ferdinand knows his stuff.